Hello, everyone, and welcome to So Many Games, So Little Time, a podcast where Evangelos and myself talk about board games. And today, we're actually here together in the flesh, but we're not recording any visuals, so it's just audio.
That's all we need. That's better for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about two things only, games that we've played, and also 5 games that we feel need more attention, people don't speak about enough, and so on. So, first of all, you want to start with something that you've played?
They played World Wonders.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Is you own it or someone else's copy? Or?
I own it.
Oh, because I've been thinking about it, honestly.
Yes, it's we should play it again sometime.
Do tell.
Well, it's not a heavy game. I think it was pretty straight. It was a tile lane game, and it's very smooth. And so what happens is there are multiple types of like these, the polyomino tiles that you play on the board, that you can play on your board, but there's only one of each type per round. So, and they don't get replenished. In fact, the pile is actually a timer. So what happens is it's very interactive in that you're always wondering about what the other person's going to take and wondering about what you're going to do. And also what happens is they've got this, one of the main features is the wonders, which is, I thought was the most interesting part of the game, but also the least interesting part in many ways. So what happens is you have these wonders, which is the title of the game. And in order to get them, you've got to meet certain requirements. Okay, so the wonders require certain requirements.
Yeah.
So you can always, but the genius part of the rule is that in order to buy a wonder, you have to spend all your money. So what happens is you want to build up your tableau, your board with your tiles, and wait until the last minute, because you can buy a wonder for all your money for $7 because you start with $7.
Yeah.
7 actions. You can spend 7 and you start the round, or you can wait till 1 and you have 1 action left and pay 1 for the wonder.
Yeah, but then it might be gone.
That's it, and that's the genius of the game. Okay, so that's really good. That's really clever. Okay, so that's the interaction that makes the game really interesting. But the problem my problem, because we are gamers, and I think what they try to make the game more gateway, is that the wonders are kind of boring. When you get, they look beautiful. They're beautiful little wooden meeples, right?
Yeah.
I've
seen it.
They're great, but the thing is, they only give you 1 point or something. It's 2 points, or they give you up one of the tracks. It's not like they give you like special powers or anything like that.
But what is the ending score then?
It's quite tight. I think we were in the 30s. We all are close.
But then a point. No.
Yeah. Okay. No. But it's points.
Yeah.
It's 1 or 2 points. It's not great. But the other thing is also fills up your tableau, your grid. So it also take up space, and it also you got your money, you got your population, and they've got these 3 arbitrary tracks, and so it's 3 different colored tracks you can move up, and the lowest one's your points as well.
Okay.
So it's just about balancing. So sometimes the wonders push up the tracks you want to push up on. But the main thing is, I think what happened was they don't want to make the game too complex. So they kept the wonders simple. Like there's no powers or anything. But I think it would be, maybe in the future with expansions, it would be nice if the powers, the wonders gave you more than just points.
But there's already 1 expansion coming, right?
Yes, well, it's more like a promo pack. Like, it's more like small expansion, because I said. But the game is really fun. It's a really good gateway game. Okay. But it's a gateway, but still a lot of thinking for a gamer. It still keeps you busy. I just think we want more. As obviously, I wanted more with the wonders. And so also the genius thing is, spending money for wonder, it stops people having too many wonders.
Yeah,
you can only have 1 per round, so you kind of tapped. But no, I really liked it. I think it was really good. I enjoy tile lane games. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah, because it's on my radar. It was in my Amazon shopping cart several times, but then
it's not too expensive either.
No, but I tried to buy games on sale, so it has to be really good for me to pay full price. So yeah. So
as I said, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, 1 game that I played that is now you can't play anymore now is Altered. It was on BGA, and it has a Kickstarter right now, and it's from the creators of Seasons, Lords of Zidid, Dice Forge.
Dice Forge, yeah.
So I was immediately hyped because the art and everything is really beautiful, and it's a TCG, which I'm normally I'm not a fan of it. As in, actually, I do like opening card packs and everything. In the past, I've collected basketball cards and everything. I do like the boost you get, the feeling from opening packs and seeing, yeah.
Dice Monsters.
Yeah. Yeah. Sold all that too, yeah. But yeah, it's really cool, and I'm probably gonna back for quite an amount, but I thought it was really cool that you were allowed to try it on BGA for a set amount of time. It's weird that they stopped it. But still
you think they do the Kickstarter?
Yeah, there's still like 19 days to go or something, and they already stopped it. I don't really know why, but it is what it is. But the cool part about this TCG is, of course, 2 players, and in the middle, you have a track, as you so often have, with I think 3 sets of cards. And each card can have either 2 types of terrain or 1 type of terrain, depending on what it is. Because you've got water, earth, and forest, those 3. And on the left side, you have your hero. Both people have their hero. On the right side, both people have their companion. So on your turn, you're going to have, I think you start with 6 cards, but you discard 3, and that will become your mana, so your money. And then you have 3 cards left. And then you can play a card. It can be a spell, but can also be a unit. And units have values, either water, earth, or forest. So depending on which side you play it, it's going to try to move either your hero or your companion. So in the beginning, you're all standing on a neutral ground. So basically it counts all the scores, all 3 of them. And then if you have the highest, then you move forward. The other person does not. So you add them up. So you might end up at like a space with only water, and then your unit has to have water as high as possible. If the other person has higher water, they will move forward, you will stand there. But even if the other person is, let's say, on a forest and you're on water, and they play a unit with high water, they will still block you from moving. You don't have to be on the same spot necessarily. So it's like you go back and forth with trying to, the point is like Ark Nova and Rajas of the Ganges is to have them both meet. Okay. If they meet, you win first.
How long is the game usually?
10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well, BGA is a little bit longer because you click and then you wait and whatever. But I think it should be 15 minutes, maybe 20.
So, no, he says on Kickstarter, but the TCGs, how are they going to, what's the system after that? What's the...
Well, you have like...
how are they gonna sell the packs?
They already have like 7 or 8 factions.
Yes.
And in the Kickstarter, there's going to be some Kickstarter exclusives as well. And you might have like 1 card and might have like 8 or 10 alternate versions that just the stats are randomized or whatever and stuff like that.
But will be booster packs.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Because they're already selling like the big boxes full of packs, the display boxes, right? And then you'll be able to buy more later on.
Okay.
But of course, people are complaining are like saying, we want something specific for this Kickstarter, and they're blinging it out like crazy. You have so many extra stuff with acrylic tokens and whatever. But yeah, I mean, even when you like play those characters, right? When you finish the round, some go to discard, but some go to reserve, and then they have a second cost, which allow you to actually put them back out the next round, and then they go away forever. There's a lot of stuff to go back and forward. I played 4 factions, and they all felt very differently, all 4 of them. So I was happy and sad. I was happy that it's really good, and sad that it's really good because I really want to have it.
So is it the same world as Zidit in those?
I didn't recognize any creatures.
Okay.
No.
Same type of art though. Does it look
similar?
similar?
Yeah. But I don't think it's the same world now.
Yeah, Seasons was still one of the best card games ever, right?
Yeah, I still think it was awesome that because first it was Seasons, then Lords of Zidit, and then you said, hey, it's a rabbit from Seasons or the monsters from Seasons that they came back. Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
You kind of wish it was the same universe.
Yeah, and then I'm immediately going to talk about the second one, if you don't mind, because it's a good segue. I also played Lords of Zidit again. I sold my copy a long time ago, but it's on BGA. I'm on a BGA spree. So I played that several times, even though I wouldn't recommend playing Lords of Zidit the way that I played, even though I won one of the 2 games I finished already, because I play like 17 tables with a bunch of different games at the same time. So when it's my turn and I get back to the table of Lord of Zidit, I totally forgot
everything. Yeah.
And I of course didn't pay attention to what people did with their I don't know what they call it. Their knights going around doing stuff. So basically, I just did whatever I wanted and hoped it was enough because I didn't have any table awareness whatsoever. Well, normally when you play the game, you're checking what people are doing.
And that's probably the best part of the game. Is trying to get in each other's heads.
Yeah.
I have it in storage. I haven't played for a long time, but I really did like the game.
So for the people, I guess it's your lord. For the people who never played Lord of the Rings, it's very simple. You have your lord. You have a program board. You have 5 steps you have to program, and you can either take an action, which might be recruit a unit from a city, but you can only recruit it once in that city around, so you can't recruit, come back, whatever. Then you can also, another action you can do is attack a monster, but you need to make sure you have all the units.
Yes.
And another thing you can do is just, of course, move around. And the cool part is when a city only has like 5 or 6 units, when it's gone, it will remove, but you can already see the next city that comes out. So you can plan for that. When a monster is defeated, you can see which other monster is going to come out and where on the map, so you can plan for that. So you can hope like, I think that person is going to kill that monster, and that will reveal. But then someone can just wait and do nothing until that last point and then kill the monster, and then you just wasted a bunch of action. So, and then
the best part of the game is like, I know what you think I'm going to do, so I'm going to do this. But then you might also be thinking I'm going to be doing that, so I'm going to do this instead. And
exactly,
and you overthink the move and you end up getting it wrong. That's wrong.
This is the first game also where they had 3 scoring parts. And you score the first part, and whoever's last can already not win the game. And then the second part, and whoever's last is also the game. And the last part,
no other game did that.
There are other games, but then you I don't remember which one, but that one for sure did it. And then
it's always randomized too, so the game you don't know which every game is different. So
because
you can't say there's a certain strategy.
Because when you defeat a monster, you always have 3 options: either you take the coins, you take the bar tokens, which you put is like area control, or you take the towers, which is kind of also like area control. But then when you put a tower, nobody else can put a tower there. But if you put bar tokens, other people can put bar tokens there and get the points as well, or whatever. Anyway,
it's a great game.
Lord did it.
Okay, the other game I played was the Fox Experiment.
It's like drawing on the board and everything, right?
On the cards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically...
That's all I know about it.
No, it's actually really interesting. It's an interesting theme. So basically you're trying to create a friendly fox. You're trying to breed foxes that have certain traits.
Yeah.
So you roll dice, lots of dice.
It's about they wanted to try to create foxes to be
domesticated foxes.
Okay.
So you've got these different types of traits you want to get. But anyway, so you start with your mother and father one, and it's a draft. You draft. So basically, the game starts that you draft a female and a male.
Yeah.
And you also draft your turn order.
Viticulture.
Basically, yeah. So you take the male and the female, and they give you certain dice.
Yeah.
And you put them here, and then you top deck one of your cards. You get baby, so you get male or female baby.
Okay.
Okay, and then you roll the dice. There's some manipulation of the dice, and then you basically cross off its traits.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the traits will give you certain dice. So the traits will give them dice for those traits because they're different types of dice, and also give you tokens. And then you score according to some objective you have. That's the first round.
Yeah.
But then what happens is the mother and the father get discarded.
They die.
They go to the farm in the sky. They go to uncle's farm, right?
Yeah.
I think they read that historically the fox farm was actually also doubled up as a fur factory.
Yeah. Okay.
Fur farm. So that's what happened to the ones that weren't good enough. Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, they went to the farm. So anyway, and you take your one that you created, you name it as well, and that fox goes into the pool to be drafted next round.
Oh, okay.
So if you create a really good fox,
someone else
will take it. That's what one knows really good. So it becomes this communal use of foxes, and so basically as the game goes, the foxes get better and better as they get more domesticated. So there's more dice. So it's like a roll and write because you're rolling and manipulating, but at the same time it's also like work on dice manipulation because what actually really interesting. One is that the dice have, like they got a full symbol, they got half a symbol or 1.5 symbols.
Okay.
So you roll the dice and you can link them.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
original, yeah.
So you link the two. So you get two halves, you make a one, or you got one and a half. But then you also get the wild dice, also half.
Okay.
Or have a complete wild or half a
Yeah.
wild. So you get some. So you roll your dice and say, okay, how am I going to get these together? And you got your objectives and say, oh, I really need this fox to have a real bushy tail. Right, that's one of the traits.
Yeah.
So you're working on the dice to make a really bushy tail.
Yeah.
So it's not overly complex, but there's it's fun. It's a good fun game because you got the drafting of the first. You get the turn order, and you get and you're working on your tracks. And no, it was. I think it's Elizabeth Holger's best game.
Yeah. Okay.
So because it's
I forgot that she did that.
So I enjoyed it. I think you'd also like it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Add it to the list of stuff that I'll probably like.
No, and it didn't take too long. It was good.
Yeah. Okay, another one that I played is Fractured Sky. That was on Kickstarter, like, I don't know, probably a year ago or whatever. And I remember it was advertised everywhere, on Facebook, on Instagram, on BGG.
Yes.
And it looked really pretty. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. But in the end, the FOMO got the best of me, and I backed it anyway. And I did the super deluxe, like even the miniatures are painted and everything. And
Pre-painted miniatures.
Yeah.
What type of game is it? I couldn't...
Oh, that's what I'm about to say.
Sorry.
So basically, you choose your faction, which has no importance whatsoever. It's not asymmetric or whatever. You just choose a color. And then you have your towers, you have your markets, you have your skimmers, which are like tiny airships. And then you have your 3 big airships. And basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect starfalls. So you have 5 rounds. In the first round, there'll be 1 starfall and also a second hidden starfall. So there'll be 2 in the whole round, right? So people are going to be putting out their ships to all this like area control, right? But the way that you do it, and that's of course with the super deluxe version, the big airships, they have a magnet at the bottom, and on your tray you have 0, 0, and then 1 to 10. And 1 and 10 are white, the rest is all black. So basically you put your ship against the number and it clicks on. So people cannot see what the number is underneath. Right? So basically you're going to put a value, like one starfall, we know where it is because that's revealed in the beginning of the game. And one of them is hidden, which you have to find out where it is. So you can put your ship down and people will know if it's black, it's either 0 or 2 to 9. But if it's white, it's either 1 or 10.
Okay.
But with your 3 airships, when they're out on the board, you cannot go higher than 10 together, added up together.
Okay.
So if you put it white out, they know you're either going full blast for that one spot or you just put down a 1. And then you don't know what the other ones are. Because the thing is, they punish you when you go over 10. Let's say you've got 12 in total. Then for every ship, they'll do -2 to your value. So someone said, oh, what's to stop me from having 36 in total? And then someone says, well, then all your ships are going to have -26 because it's 26 over 10. So you should never go over 10 is the idea. Even bluffing makes no sense, right, in that case.
I remember the game, it had a really stark, very beautiful cover.
Yeah.
Like a very
Yeah.
I was tempted just because of the cover.
Yeah. It works. Like I'm playing solo with 2 AIs because it comes with 2 decks, and technically you could copy the decks and play with as many AIs if you want to.
I don't even know what the game looks like. I just remember the cover. It's like
you can see how well Evangelos keeps in touch with the YouTube channel because there's been an unboxing, a how to play, and a playthrough. But but yeah, so the cool part is you put that out. But if you put a skimmer out, there's also a value of 1. You can also put a ship out with 0, right? And then you put a 0 out, you cannot get anything. It's just there. And any location also has goods, like resources. Wood, stone, and gold. Okay. Gold is not wild. It's just a resource. So what happens is, let's say you and I and the AI go to the same spot. And you win. You get the starfall. I'm second. I get the 2 goods, and the AI would get one of those 2 goods. Now, in the rules, the AI don't get goods, but whatever, just for the example. So you always get something. Unless you're fourth, the 4th person gets nothing.
okay.
Now, around all those locations, you have these these hexes, where you can put markets or towers. Of course, you have to pay for them. tower is 3 stone, market is 2 stone and gold, or 1 stone. No. 1 wood and 2 gold. Whatever, doesn't matter. So you can put it down, and they're connected to multiple islands. So if you put a market down, if you have a ship there, you will get 1 resource of your choice that's offered there. So you can build up your resources for next round. If you put a tower there, it's +1 value. So if you put a 0 ship, but you have a tower, the ship is 1, so you can still get rewards. So then the 0 ones suddenly become useful with a tower. But of course, those spaces are limited. Some have like 4 stars, which mean they're connected to 4 islands. Some only have 2. Some have 3. So there's a lot of course, those are the juicy spots. There's the idea, do you want to go for that quickly or what? Because in the beginning, you choose 4 resources of your choice. You're going to go for 3 stone to get a tower out, or you want to go for the markets. Or it's pretty nice. And also, you don't need to remember anything. Being said, one of the actions is you can look, you can explore. No, if you go somewhere first, you explore, and you'll take one of the hidden starfall locations. So you mean, okay, it's not there, and you keep it. Or you can scout, which means you spend 2 resources, and you can take a look at where the hidden starfall is. So you look at a card, and you put your cube down. Now, let's say a turn later, you've forgotten where it is, which would be weird, because it's only 1, but okay. You can just take the card again and look again, because your cube is there. You don't need to remember. Okay, so later on, in the last round, there's 5 cards of those. So then you might want to check again what was rare again, because the same thing goes for objectives. There's 5 objectives. Not with the AI, but with multiple players, there's 5 objectives. So then you might want to see, okay, in the first round, whoever has the most markets gets a starfall. And the last round, whoever has the most towers gets a starfall. And then you can still look at it in round 3 if you scouted before. So basically, at the end of the game, whoever has the most starfalls wins. And it could be that in one location suddenly there's 2, so people go there. I want to play with more people because I think it's going to be really fun bluffing.
Sounds like, that interaction sounds really good.
Yeah, because I heard from other people saying, it's quite, I think is that quite light game. Maybe it is, but I think it's still going to be quite cutthroat because of the idea, okay, how much are they going to put down? And the AI works really well as well because they have they put out 3 tokens, 3 ships, and they have 2 values on them, a high and a low. And if you play normal difficulty, the high one stays and the other 2 switch to the low value. If you play hard difficulty, they keep 2 high values. So it keeps it interesting. Anyway, enough talk about this. We should just play it and get an idea. Okay, anything else?
I played Monsters on Board.
Oh yeah, I know that one, yeah.
Because I painted it.
How did you feel about it?
I enjoyed it though. It was fun. It was a muscle puzzle. The dice drafting is really good. I enjoyed that. Little fiddly, obviously with the monster, with the miniatures. I'm trying to make it because a couple of weeks back.
I remember that in the first couple of rounds, you need to make sure everybody knows 100% what they're doing because normally it's simultaneously, but
I hosted it, so I'm always keeping an eye on everybody.
It's 1-1-1-1. Yeah.
You can't trust anybody because not because it's easy to make a mistake because there's so many icons on the thing.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
But I actually did enjoy it. I enjoyed the puzzle of it, the movies, moving around. I enjoyed it. One thing is the thing I enjoyed the most also was kind of let down is that the secret objectives.
Yeah,
you got to. So you have to get the you got the dice. I can't remember what they're called, dice. You got to get them in order to match your objective. To your objective.
Yeah,
that was the most fun.
Yeah,
but everyone did it.
Everyone managed to do it.
Yeah, so it's kind of let down. I think.
But there are cards that are more difficult than others, obviously.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's.
But that was really fun doing that.
Yeah. And also I remember that there's 3 tracks, right?
Yes.
And when you reach a certain point, you score.
Yes.
So you're trying to wait as long as possible or whatever to do it.
And then you know the dice and the typical drafting, like you really want it and you got to pass it on.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't too heavy.
And then the battle for the markets because you want to have certain things. And
then some of the good ones come out.
Yeah. So yeah, and I imagine when it's painted, it looks really nice because for the people at home, just imagine a bunch of monster miniatures and you're moving them forward on a track, trying to get them home, basically. You want to get them till the end and then they score even more. And then even the markers are all cool. Right?
Exactly. That's
the dice are
basically
nice.
I painted it and I thought, okay, I got to play it.
Yeah, because it's dice drafting and you don't just give people dice. The dice are in a car.
Which I painted as well.
Yes.
This particular
I still have to do all that. But yeah, it's a really good game.
I actually enjoyed it. So Yeah, that was that one I played.
Yeah. I'm looking at anything else. Well, Black Rose Wars Rebirth. I think that's the last one I'll mention. I used to own Black Rose Wars, and I have all the expansions for it in Belgium, but I never actually played it. It was one of my shelf of shame, super shame ones. And I got it now, and I read the rule book a couple of times. I set it up a couple of times without actually playing. Lately, for me, it's been very difficult to tackle the more difficult games. I don't know why, but it takes a while. I just don't. I'm not feeling it. I'm too tired. Whatever. But I push through. Also because the text is so small and all the cards, and there's a lot of icons in the beginning to get through your head. But it's an awesome game. It's basically 4 mages blasting each other through all kinds of spells. There's so many. I think the base game has 7 spell schools. With all the expansions, you can go up to 10, I think, to choose from. Miniatures look amazing. Basically, you're fighting in these rooms. You're putting down instability tokens, which make no sense because if you have enough instability tokens, you rebuild the room. You would think it's stability tokens to rebuild the room, not instability tokens, but whatever. And also, because you're fighting, the room gets rebuilt. It tends to be the other way around, but okay. Mm-hmm. So, but they look all dark and gray, but then when you flip them over, they're very vibrant colored, and the action you do in that room suddenly becomes really powerful, but you can only do it once, and then it's like crossed out until the next round. Just the fact that you have to pre-program your spells and then hope it goes your way. For example, I had one moment in the game where I had this huge plan, like, okay, I'm going to summon an evocation and then basically a minion, fight for me, and then I'm going to heal twice because I'm almost dead. But you have to put them in the right order. So I put the heal last and the summoning first. So I was able to summon my guy, and then I got killed. But then I immediately come back, but then I have these 2 healing cards that are useless. Yeah. I mean, I could still put down some tokens, but it's like, okay, that sucks. But so you have to keep in mind, there's some push your luck with what you're doing. You can put out trap cards, like if someone enters your room, you do damage to them and you move them away or stuff like that. Or they might have a protection spell when you attack them. Your attack does nothing, but they throw it back in your face, stuff like that. The miniatures are awesome, very beautiful.
Painted?
Yes, once I finish Marvel Zombies and the 5 million units. But then again, there are some tiny ones that I might paint immediately because you've got 3 phases in the game. Like there's 3 moon phases. So if you reach the first moon, the quests and the events and everything change. And for the avatars, which is the AI, their deck changes too. They get stronger. They have some actual moons that I might quickly paint to make it look prettier. But so basically, once you reach the 3rd moon phase, the game ends. Okay. So basically, you get points from rebuilding rooms, you get points from killing people, you get points from doing quests as well. So quests might be you activate a blue room 3 times. That's another thing. The rooms all have different colors, and the colors all do the same thing. Like the gray rooms, they all summon cadavers. But then when you rebuild them, their action changes. So all 3 rooms have a different action.
Are the rooms always the same, or they're random?
The rooms are always the same, but the location is different. But then the expansions also introduce new rooms, which I haven't touched yet. But it's always 3 golden ones, 3 blue ones, 3 gray ones, and so on. You've got the throne room, you've got the Black Rose room. Because in the Black Rose room, you can discard 3 spells and get a forgotten spell, which is super powerful. I still haven't done it in my games because I always do 4 spells, so I don't keep my spells. But yeah, it's...
But you only played against the AI?
Yeah, I only played... Because I only started playing a couple of days ago.
It was still dynamic with the AI?
Yeah. Well, because the AI has these crazy powers as well. That you have to kind of account for, and they all play very differently. But with the AI, like you have one AI that's attached to the Black Rose, because the Black Rose, even if you play with players, the Black Rose will still score points. And that avatar basically will play for the Black Rose. But then the other 2 avatars, in the rules, it doesn't really say what you're supposed to do with them. So since I play with 3, I just took it roughly the same one, but when it says the Black Rose, they just get the points themselves. Okay. So, and they also can target each other. So they also target the Black Rose and each other and so on. So they're killing each other as well, because they always have a diamond icon with a number on it, and that means okay, look at their card, and it says priority. Okay, the mage has the most health in the nearest room. Okay, that one gets hit. Okay, or the mage who has the most amount of points, or the room that has the most amount of units. Because there's one avatar, the possessed, that has like this. I forgot the name of the spell, but basically just bombs a room full of minions, full of characters. The most one, everybody takes 3 damage. Hey, wipes away half of my summons immediately. So stuff like that, and you can also have those spells if you get them from the correct thing. There's one cool magic school. It's called Nightmare. You basically attach a nightmare to someone. So even the miniature has like a half moon, so it just attaches to, and they follow you around until you die. So during the evocation phase, they like might stab you for 1 damage or whatever, or do other things to you.
And the spell deck's really big, isn't it?
There's a lot of spells, but there's also multiple copies, of course, of the spells. It's not all unique spells, but yeah. So far, I've only played with the basic spells. I haven't tried the expansion spells or whatever.
Those makers, they knock it out of the park. Because I think when it comes to like mass market miniatures, these are probably the best. Well, up there the best.
Yeah,
they miniatures are better than Simons or even
the ones from Novaetas are also very impressive.
I'm thinking like what games they make.
What do you mean?
Because I'm saying the game. Because I'm thinking they for mass market games they're not Warhammer.
No.
It's really beautiful minis.
Well, it's Awakened Realms level, right? As well.
I think it's maybe better.
Yeah.
Because they feel more delicate. They feel more
more robust, maybe.
And also like just sharper.
Yeah. Could be. I would have to put them next to each other to that might be an idea for just like a test, putting 4 miniatures next to each other, saying which ones are the best, which ones are best, which are the best, and then you'll see which it actually is. That's a good idea. But yeah, anyway, the quality is crazy. It's so nice though. Production, really enjoy playing it, putting it on the table. It's big, especially if you play with 4 people. Then it's going to take quite a bit of a space. With the AIs, it's just a couple of cards.
Do you think the game needs 4 players to be really? Because you're playing with 3 AIs. Do you think you should have? Can you play?
I can play with 6 because the expansion.
It's too small. Is the map too big for two players or?
I've read online on BGG that some people take away some of the rooms. Okay. But then the problem is you take away some of the rooms, the base layout, that's fine. But it's when you flip the rooms that their powers become different. So if you take some of them away, those powers are not going to come out. But I guess you could add them to randomization, right? So replayability. So people meet each other far sooner or far quicker. I want to play with 4 because I think it's going to be more chaos. With 3, it's more about, it feels more king-makingly, like 2 people could be hitting 1 person, but with 4 people could be more spread out. And every mage kind of leans towards a certain school of magic, so that could also have like different effects, which I think could be interesting.
How many mages in the box?
In the box comes with 4, and then with the expansions it goes up to a lot. I think on the top of my head at least 9 extra. At least 11 extra. And then I'm not counting Apocalypse, which is a separate box.
And the original game, do you need update packs in order to play it, or can you slide them in?
I think you can just slide them in because I've heard people saying it's compatible, and I've never ever seen anyone mention. I think certain things you have to remove, but or don't apply because they changed some of the rules. For example, with one of the big differences with Rebirth and the original is, with the original you can have multiple big minis as evocations. With Rebirth you can only have 1.
Okay. You
can have 3 small ones, as many as 3 small ones or 2 small ones and a big one. Basically, that's what it comes down to. But yeah, like I said, I never played the base one, so I don't know any of the other big changes. But yeah, it's just cool to bring out a Colossus or whatever. And even with the expansions, once again, it brings out more evocations, so more choices. You can add upgrades to them. And that's another one we should definitely play. It's just it's going to be challenging to transport it. But then we don't have to play with all the expansions, of course. But
well, when you move out here closer.
Yes, because I am moving, yeah. It's going to be easier to do it for sure, yeah. Okay, so those were our what we played. And then next time we're going to talk about the games that we want to talk about next time.
Okay, that's good. Bye.
Bye bye.